So trust. We've had a lot of people ask us, well, how did you start trusting him again? Again, it's the transparency that he had with me. Being able to expose all of his password codes, being able to call him. There's a little app on your phone that you can get called the Find Me app. I was able to locate his phone wherever he was and question wherever he was. I did not get Covenant Eyes for our computer, but everything else we stripped. I kind of had a purging moment. Nothing happened in our bed, but what our marriage bed represented to me needed to be burned. I did not start any fires, but I bought a new mattress. I got new sheets, all new bedding. We painted our bedroom. I got new towels. I cut up and checked his underwear and got new ones for him. Everything that had anything to do with the pornography, I stripped and got rid of. I had to get it out. Now, some people don't have the funds to go do that. I got a credit card and went and did that, and then my mom was so gracious enough to buy me the bedding. I needed to do that, and for some women, it's not, they can't relate to that. But for me, I could not sleep in our bed. It was 4 weeks before I could actually crawl back into our bed, and even then it was like at the very end, and it was just so painful to sleep in there because of what, to me, that bed represented. So that took time. So we were able to start relearning our communication and start new habits. And you know, I wrote down here, trust is like a muscle that must be rebuilt and repaired. And much like working out, and I'm a runner, so in order to get my distance, I have to run, you know, 5 miles here, 2 miles there, 7 miles, 5 miles to get to that half marathon distance. That's the same thing with trust. You can't expect it overnight. It's not going to happen. By any miracle, it's not going to happen. I know God can do big things, but you have to put in the work. You can't just sit there and pray for it to happen. You've got to work through it. And it's hard, it's ugly, it's exhausting, it's emotionally draining. I lost so much weight through this process. I couldn't eat for 10 days. I just couldn't. Whether I call it a fast, because that's the easiest way to explain it, is God was just having me on a fast for my marriage and for my husband. And you know, pornography is much like a cancer. Once you start, it just spreads. And if you don't treat it properly, it's going to kill you. For Tim, his pornography led to the affairs. And so when I heard about this, you know, addiction business with Tim, I kind of treated it like he had an illness. And that was painful to think that my husband was ill, like he had this sickness. You want to view your spouse as somebody healthy and vibrant. And I didn't know what to do for him. So we did. I reached out to a counselor, and she helped me walk through a lot of stuff. I was dealing with depression afterwards. The self-worth, the self-doubt, the image, obviously because I can't, you know, the airbrush, I can't have that happen every day. So I had a lot of stuff to work through, and he had to relearn how to view me in this, you know, renewed way. Love and Respect. I forget the author.
Dr. Emerson Eggerichs.
Yes, thank you. Great book with a workbook. These are three that have workbooks with them. Marriage Without Regrets, Kay Arthur, and Boundaries in Marriages by Henry Cloud. Those are awesome workbooks that you could go through with your husband and have a daily or bi-daily, or whether you sit down every Sunday and discuss them with your husband. Great books that we went through. We didn't necessarily have couples counseling. We met with our pastors a few times, but we just devoted every waking moment, once our children were in bed and throughout the day, to just devote to our marriage. And I really do believe that that was the success for us.